Hey, it's Mike from Metro Trails, back with a little more history again. Once again, we're back on Route 31, just a little south of Glen Gardner, New Jersey. And this little settlement here, you see there's a swath of houses here on the east side. Woo! This is known as Irishtown. And this little side road over here is what remains of the Spruce Run Turnpike. So, I'm doing a lot of these lately because Spruce Run Turnpike was chartered in 1813, so we're in the 210-year anniversary. A lot of really nice, old, very historic houses that date way back on the route. But the reason I stopped here today is because this is something a lot of people see along the road. You got an old stone ruin over here on state land. And nobody ever wants to bother to go and see it. But because I don't mind getting my feet wet, I'm going to show you. Ugh. Yeah, that's cold. Let's see if I can do this without tripping and falling. The Spruce Run has its headwaters all the way up in the Crystal Springs on the Morris and Hunterdon border, where it's a small stream, but here it's getting to be pretty much river size. Anyway, keep going here. As long as I don't fall in and ruin the phone, I'm fine with it. There's sycamore here. So, it might be gone now, but last time I came over in here, there were some remnants of an old wire footbridge. The cables, two of them were both still in place. Now, what you don't see from the 31 side is the remnants of a road right in here, which would have probably continued on ahead here, but collapsing of the slopes have made it all but disappear. We still have some stonework in place over here. This looks like maybe a little older stonework. You've got the remnants of a building right here. Now, the stone and mortar here does not look consistent with the kind I've seen from the 1800s. So I'm going to say that these structures probably date back to the very early 1900s. I don't know a whole lot about any of this. They're not on the 1870s atlas maps. You can see there was probably a little side path right over here that came up to this. Nice little view of the Irishtown area here. So I was asking my grandfather about this, and he says that as far back as he can remember, even when he was little, this was just a ruin without a roof to it. He was born in 34, so it's going back quite a ways. Let's have a look inside here. So, it looks to me like this is definitely a post-1900 construction. You could see these recesses in the walls. This was probably, just like we see with some of the canal locks, there would have been like a wooden falsework in here, and that probably would have been what held whatever kind of walls were on here. Because it's set up so perfectly with concrete, I would say it's after 1900. Portland cement didn't exist until the late 1800s, created in Copley, PA. So I would suspect it probably dates back to then. Some of the Civilian Conservation Corps style buildings are a similar type of stonework, or even more crude with not as finely laid stuff. You see there's some brickwork on the top. So there was certainly more to this building. Some of it over here is a little lower. This piece of wood over here, it's fit in. So this might be one of the only pieces of timber in place here that's left that might have been part of the window. It's pretty sturdy in there. So I asked my grandfather the other day a little bit about it, and he said an old timer talked to him and said it was associated with the railroad, and it was almost like a brothel of sorts. This could just be local legend. I really don't know. I've got nothing that I have found myself to support any of that. But what we do have on the slope over here, former Central Railroad of New Jersey that came through in the 1850s, is just up on that slope there. If we had a little dusting of snow, we'd be able to see it a little better, but it was over there. It doesn't look like there's any point of pedestrian access from the railroad over to this spot either. If there was a bridge, I don't know where it would have been. I'll have to look back through my old photos and see if I can find where the footbridge was across here. Up the slope above us, doesn't look like there's much of anything. You have some stones up here just above us that look like they might be intentionally piled. This is the Honishevsky Tract back here, and the original iron mines associated with the Union Iron Works are up in these hills. So they go back to about 1741, but my understanding is most of those are all bulldozed in. Maybe that was one there, I don't know. It could be some tailings remnants. Almost looks like there could be a remnant of a road going up through there. Warrants a little further investigation that I can't do right now because I've got some errands to run. But anyway, figured everybody would like to see this. A lot of you driving Route 31 might look over across the Spruce Run and see this old building, wonder what it is and what it looked like. So here's a closer look at it for you. We've got the barberry here, you can get it away. So, with that, I'm not old enough to remember any of this, but if anybody remembers anything about this, if anybody has any family stories passed down that you might be able to tell me more about this site, I would certainly appreciate it. And then I'm going to be checking into some of the old Sanborn fire insurance maps of the area, see if I can find out some more information, because that might be the next step to find the rest of the answers. There you have it. That's the stone ruins along the Spruce Run at Irishtown, just below Glen Gardner, Hunterdon County, New Jersey. As always, thanks for watching, and come on a hike with us. Lots more coming up.